So, first of all, actually, just to get it out of the way, I think we are numb to the greatness of these two wrestlers. It was Sareee and Chihiro Hashimoto in the main event. They were wrestling for, Chihiro Hashimoto's 10th anniversary. But just real quick, and then I'll talk about the background because I just have to get it off my chest. If two average wrestlers pulled out this match, I think we'd be calling it a match of the year contender easily. But because it's Sareee and Hashimoto, it's just another Tuesday for them, and it won't be remembered in the same vein. I think that these are two wrestlers that suffer from their success completely. The match was amazing. It was one of my favorites of the year. I'll talk more about it after we go through the match. But here's the background for the story. Some of this is in my write-up in the newsletter that will come out as well, but I just wanted to provide this for everyone else, on the fence listeners or anything like that. So I think Sareee and Hashimoto have one of the best rivalries in modern Joshi. We know they're great wrestlers and we can expect a great match out of them, but I think what's less spoken about is their history. I think if you were to ask either one who their fiercest rival is, I would bet that they would name each other. Their rivalry started when Sareee was a prodigy, basically, in Diana. Everyone knew that Sareee was good in Diana, towards 16, 17, 18, 2017, 18. They booked Sareee and Hashimoto to go 30 minutes in a singles match in their first ever encounter in 2018. They then faced each other 24 times in the subsequent 2 years before Sareee left for WWE. So they had a 30-minute time limit draw, and then they just faced each other non-stop in tag matches for 2 years, and also some singles matches. So since returning from the WWE, Sareee launched her own produce show, Sareeism, largely off of the back of the feud with Hashimoto. She faced her in a great singles match at Chapter 1, an even better singles match in Chapter 3, in one of the best Joshi tags in modern Joshi history in Chapter 5, still one of my favourite matches ever. And since Chapter 5, which was in September 2024, they've sort of just teased having an epic battle. So like they've skirmished here and there in tag matches. They had a 30-minute time limit draw in August of this year in Marvelous's main event. The match wasn't really centered around Sareee and Hashimoto, to be honest. I watched that match and I was like, okay, they kind of just did too much here. And it wasn't even Sareee and Hashimoto who kind of sat things out. They decided to pick up their rivalry again last week, 2 weeks ago now, at Chapter 9 of Sareeism in a tag match where it was Hashimoto and Natsupoi versus Sareee and Suzu Suzuki. And we discussed that episode last week, so I'm not going to go over that. But the point is, their rivalry is entirely competitive. It is literally the classic storyline trope of this town isn't big enough for the both of us. That is their entire rivalry. It's the only reason they don't get on. There's no blood feud or some dumb other reason. It's fuck you, I'm better than you. That's it. And they go back and forth. They both have an ego. They both have an old school attitude to wrestling, and it shows through their wrestling as well. The score coming into this match was 3-2 to Hashimoto in singles matches. So it was a chance for Sareee to level things out. And Sareee is fiercely driven to prove that she's better than Hashimoto. So that's the backstory. Now, do you want to go through the match?
I mean, I can go through the match. I wanted to mention something real quick because I was I had a same feeling like I don't know how do we structure this?
Well, we can either
maybe we can just go through the match first.
We can talk about what we felt about the match and then go through the match at the same time, or we can go through the match and then talk about our thoughts. I don't know which is better.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention first that my thoughts. I rewatched this match today.
Yeah,
and my thoughts shifted during my rewatch, so I want to maybe take this before.
So let's talk about thoughts then before we go through the match.
Yeah. So essentially, something I've read a lot on the internet about this match. I basically, by the way, I totally agree with your point. I was gonna make the same point essentially, that these two, the level at which these two wrestle is so high that people, I don't know, they rate it differently, this is the floor of this match is 4.5.
It's graded on a
basically
curve. That's the saying, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's too bad in a way. So when I watched it the first time, right? When it was over immediately, spoiler, Chihiro pins Sareee with a delayed German. What does she call it? The
Albright.
Albright, right?
Named after Gary Albright.
Yeah. And it felt in the moment a bit abrupt because like Sareee killed Hashimoto essentially with like 9 Uranagis or something. I didn't count. Maybe it was more like 6, 7. And Hashimoto essentially gets her with a single Albright. At first, and I read a lot. This is a complaint I read a lot about this match, right? That the finish was too soft or too abrupt. That it didn't fit the rest of the match or like what preceded it. But as I watched this today again, it all kind of like clicked way more for me, you know, like the finishing sequence.
I thought you were going to go the other way because you told me, hey, I rewatched the match. I've changed my mind on this match. I was like, oh man, I'm about to ditch my podcast host.
Nah, I think I just got it this time when I watched it, like why it worked. And like just Sareee was so brilliant too in the finish, like the way she just went like, what do you call it? She went like almost lifeless when like Hashimoto had her in the grip for the like German, like almost as if like Chihiro just pressed the life out of her before dropping her on her neck and pinning her. So just it worked really well on my second match when I was just like able to focus more on some like details, you know. So I think that's important. That's a match. That's a grower of a match, and it was already one of the best matches. I was gonna say, like, this was a top 10 match for me, probably. Like, I have this one spot where it's either Chihiro Hashimoto and Mika Iwata or this one, you know. But the more that I think about it, I think it's this one. Although I did really love that Iwata match too. Maybe I just have to fit both in there. I don't know.
We're going to do Match of the Year talk after, right? Awards talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It is in my top 5 for the year out of 6,000 plus matches. Okay. So I didn't tell you exactly how high I was in this match. This is, I don't normally say star ratings. This is a full 5 stars for me. It's only my third 5 stars. No, 4th of the year. Tamsaya 2, Mio Shoko from 17th of August, and Sareee Yuri 2. And this is my 4th. And I'll talk about why, but yeah. Can I just also jump on the... Yeah, I do want to jump on the back of what you said about the finish. I didn't even notice that was going to be a thing that people spoke about when I was watching the moment, because it felt perfect to me when I was watching it. So, why I think it's the perfect finish, or why Sareee acted the way she did. Okay. What I love about this rivalry is Hashimoto is the one single person on the entire planet who Saree's character is emotionally vulnerable to. Sareee does not act this way with any other opponent. Did you see the post-match?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay. So in the post-match, Hashimoto is in complete tears. She said she wanted to shit-talk Sareee, but she can't because Sareee is apparently too strong. She said, for my 10th anniversary, there was never anyone but you. I mean, I wanted to fucking cry when I read the transcript. But she also said that, you know, she'll fire up women's wrestling with Sareee, which is obviously the usual thing to say. But she said, we'll fire up women's wrestling so that we don't take a backseat to stardom, which I love. Competitive rivalries between promotions is awesome. Sareee was actually very nice in her response. She acknowledged defeat and thanked Hashimoto for fighting her. And then Hashimoto responded, okay, that was very unlike Sareee. I'm worried about tomorrow's weather now. So the point is, Sareee is a completely different person with Hashimoto. This rivalry unlocks something different in Sareee. And I thought, well, it's because of the history that the two share and the fact that they're like almost equal competitively in the ring. So with that backdrop, I thought this match worked perfectly to put that over, that Sareee treats this differently. Sareee was almost frantic. She was desperate in all of her movement. So we'll talk about some spots, but like think about the way she ran into the ring after the dragon screw. She wanted to yank Hashimoto's leg off. She was not toying with her food like she normally does. She was not laughing. She was not smiling as she dished out the punishment. She was doing the thing she was doing because she needed to. not because she wanted to. She needed to prove that she was better than Hashimoto. They're now like 4-2 in singles now, so it's one extra. It's, now Hashimoto is even better. So this was Saree's chance to even it up, and she was the underdog here. She knew she was the underdog, but she fought like the dominant wrestler because she knows she's the underdog. She knows that, if she doesn't like puff her chest out and pretend she's stronger than she actually is, then Hashimoto will dispatch her otherwise. It was, like a puppy that starts barking, because they know they're a puppy, but they're barking to like, you pretend you're stronger than you are when you're against a legitimate threat. So with that backstory, I thought this match was absolute and utter perfection. Hashimoto's portrayal of the dominant champion who was under siege was beautiful. She needed only a few openings to claw back and take advantage and fully wrench the door open. And once Sareee realized that she had given Hashimoto that opening, she fucking panicked. And she did a running shoot headbutt, and it cost her the match. Sareee doesn't do running shoot headbutts. She looks at you in the face and then she headbutts you. But she did the running one because she was fucking panicked here. And when she got caught by Hashimoto, because it did more damage to Sareee than Hashimoto, and Hashimoto caught her in the German suplex, Sareee knew it was fucking game over. She didn't even fight it. She had thrown everything at Hashimoto, and it still wasn't enough. She was dejected. It was defeat. And before you say, like, Saree's a super strong character, she doesn't feel dejection. She's different with Hashimoto. You saw it with her desperation during this match. So that's why I thought this finish was sick. And now we can talk about the other parts of the match.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was just, I guess, like, Chihiro kicked out of the wrist clutch Uranage, right? Which is like...
And that was crazy.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen that.
No, I went nuts at that. I don't know why people haven't mentioned that as a huge thing as well. The wrist clutch Uranage is the protected move of Sareee. She did 5 Uranages before that. It doesn't fucking matter about the Uranages. Like, that's like a Young Buck super kick, okay? It is not her finishing move. If you see Sareee finish with a non-wrist clutch Uranage, it's just to some fucking scrub, okay? It's to someone that doesn't really matter. She reserves the wrist clutch for her big opponents, and it wasn't enough. That is when Sareee started panicking.
I mean, that is kind of how she designed the move in a way, right?
Yes.
Or like for her, like the Uranage spam is something that is like her thing that she does and what makes it so awesome. Like the normal Uranage, like it's, I don't think.
Well, it's because people are saying that the Uranage is Saree's finisher, so they're saying that Hashimoto kicked out 5 finishers. She did not. The Uranage is not her finisher. It's just a signature move. Like, if someone kicks out of, like I said, the Young Bucks is like 10 super kicks, are you really surprised? No.
Right.
So when Hashimoto kicked out, that's when Sareee did the running shoot headbutt.
Exactly.
Hashimoto,
she was kind of like just
dejected,
or she gave up at that point. Well, that was just her defeat.
She fucking panicked. Like, she did a running shoot head. She was like, "What, you fucking kicked out of my wrist clutch? Well, fuck you then." And she just tries to dive into her. And when that didn't work, and Hashimoto was still on her feet and caught her in the German, that's when she was like, "There's nothing I can fucking do. There's nothing I can do. There's pictures of it, by the way. You can see pictures of Saree's face when she's being held up in that German suplex. She knows it's fucking over for her."
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's when she's just given up. She's defeated. She's accepted defeat in a way.
That's the finish. Okay, let's go through the match now, because I've sort of explained like the story of the match and why I loved certain aspects of it. And I just want to put over, I think this is probably Saree's best character work in a match in a long time. The other one I compare it to is maybe Sareee 2, but the only reason why I see that as different is because Saree's character work for the Sareee match was done before the match. Like in promos and interviews, she was building up her heel character. For this match, her entire character work was inside the ring in this, I don't even know how long the match was, to be honest, but amazing character work from Sareee in portraying that panicked, different side of her, how emotionally vulnerable she was in this match compared to other times. All right, match time. First thing I want to talk about, Tim. Oh, we could talk for 2 hours about this match, but the first thing I want to talk about is the fucking grappling at the start, okay?
Yes.
The grappling was sick. Hashimoto did some really cool front flip to get the headlock position. So what I love about Hashimoto's grappling is I feel like they're almost a shoot in that they're never the same. I can't predict what move she's going to do next in like the chain wrestling. You know how some wrestlers have they're just going to do the same thing every match. It's like kind of orchestrated in how they do their grappling. Hashimoto, it just feels like she's shoot wrestling people, to be honest. I thought at one point she almost ripped Saree's arm off because of how she transitioned into an armbar. This popped the fuck out of me just the first few minutes.
That was when Sareee immediately like scrambled to the ropes, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
She was like, it was so like fucking good. I do believe that's a part of it. I do believe Chihiro just goes in there and tries to out wrestle them for real.
How could you practice this?
And sees how they can. Yeah, exactly.
So
it looks so natural and so fucking just realistic and authentic. And it looks like no other two pro wrestlers do it like this.
And I feel like this is what we were talking about, the numbness to their success. No one is
exactly.
grappling like
That's
that
what I
at the
mean.
start of the match, but because you guys have maybe like seen it a lot of times. Sorry, I'm not talking about anyone in particular, by the way. I'm just saying you generally, maybe, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm genuinely not. Sorry, that makes it sound like I am. I'm definitely not. Yes, so because people have seen it a lot, they're like, oh, it's just Hashimoto doing the grappling thing again. It's fucking awesome. Watch what she's doing, what she's actually doing with her motion. It looks like it's real. I feel like I'm watching a real wrestling match. And as I've said a million times, if you can make me believe what I'm watching is real, I'm fucking all in. So.
But it was also especially good in this one, I thought. Like, just the way she always kept position on Sareee. And Sareee, like, it's not like Sareee didn't fight back or anything.
No.
Sareee did she tried to cave, like, Chihiro's chest in, essentially with, like, these forearms. But, like, somehow Chihiro always kept Sareee in control. And, like, that's when she, like, out of nowhere, just fucking attacked Sareee like I don't know, like a bear or a lion or something, and did this fucking insane armbar thing. And
it was okay.
Like, that was such a fucking sick sequence. I don't know.
This set the tone for the entire match, by the way. I've been speaking about this emotionally vulnerable, like panicky Sareee. It started with the fucking grappling. So after the grappling, Hashimoto does a Manjikatami, an octopus hold, and then she just transitions it into a gut wrench suplex, right? Which looked great. And then Sareee tried her own octopus on Hashimoto and just got swung off. That was like when Sareee is like, oh, okay, normally I'm just able to put my octopus hold and farm some cheers. And now she just got completely whacked away. And that's when she went to the forearms that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to mention in this match is the chemistry. So not just the chemistry, but they told a story of knowing each other really well. So, for example, the first part they did this was when they were running the ropes. Like, Hashimoto was chasing Sareee and then lariated her, and then Sareee chases Hashimoto and drop kicks her, and then Hashimoto goes for a German, but Sareee rolls through the German suplex into a foot stomp and then takes her head off with the basement drop kick. There were so many times that Sareee reversed the power bomb from Chihiro Hashimoto. So if you don't know, there are 3 finishes for Hashimoto. It's the power bomb, the Albright suplex, and a power slam. I forgot the name of the power slam. But those are the 3 things. The Albright suplex is the most deadly. But the power bomb absolutely finishes matches. And Sareee reversing it so many times, I wrote a note down. I was like, that's a fucking awesome reversal. It's really cool that Sareee is reversing like that.
Right.
You want me to keep going? I can go for more, Tim. I don't know if...
I was just thinking it was something Rush related, right? Wasn't it Tom Sawyer or something?
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. It's like a Buzz Sawyer sort of, yeah.
Buzz Sawyer.
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Right, exactly. No, anyway. Yeah, I mean, you can continue. I'm not the best, like, match recapper. I basically just take notes of what I've...
that's fine. If you got something else, just say. So after that...
No, you go ahead.
So after that sequence with the powerbomb reversals and Sareee sort of, like, realizing, okay, so I know how to reverse a powerbomb, but I can't do any of with the octopus hold, I can't do any of that shit. My forearms, she just hits me back just as hard. So then the fight spills out into the outside, and I knew they were going to go for an incredible match when I saw this spot. It was when Sareee does a sick-looking dragon screw on Hashimoto. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in every huge Joshi match, there is always one big spot on the apron or the outside. It's like the alarm that you're going to have a banger. I'm conditioned to think that now. I remember thinking it when I first got into Joshi and I watched Utami and Syuri in 2021, and all of their big matches had that. So after that dragon screw, Sareee just goes after Hashimoto's leg brutally. She does a fucking diving double foot stomp to the leg. She cranks the nastiest leg lock you've ever seen. She did it.
So
She repeated the same leg lock again after. This is what a good submission hold looks like, guys. I go on so much about how I hate long submission holds. This looked fucking awesome. It looked brutal. Hashimoto was in agony. She was in so much agony that in a later one, she started booting Sareee in the face with her other foot. It was top tier leg work. It was fucking great. Even I, a professional limb targeting hater, can get behind leg work like this. So
that's true, and it just works really well too. Like obviously, Chihiro was the star of the show. It's her anniversary, but like the crowd got so much behind Chihiro at this point when like Sareee cranked that fucking knee lock in, and when Sareee just entered like full fuck you mode after this dragon screw, and yeah, just amazing work from Sareee.
And the fuck you mode she entered, again I have to keep repeating it, it wasn't normal Sareee fuck you mode, it was I really need to beat you Sareee mode, right? Like she really wanted to win, not just like, you know, just to for the sake of it to beat someone up. She was desperate. She was a fucking menace. Like there was never any wasted movements from Sareee. She never stopped to stare and look at Hashimoto and, you know, just catch her breath. Like it was one of those details that Sareee did that makes it look so fucking real. She just went again and again and again. If Hashimoto reached the ropes, okay, I'm just going to put the next move on you. You know, if she kicked out of her move, okay, I'm going to put the next move on you. She was just fucking relentless. There was a cool move after where, you know, Sareee finally got her own octopus hold. This is like 10, 15 minutes into the match, which is normally one of her starting moves. She turned it into a cool powerbomb jackknife pin combo. It was really cool. Yeah. Then Sareee tries for her flying octopus hold, and Hashimoto turned it into a powerbomb, just, you know, to catch her breath. That was
so sick.
That was awesome. So then there were just, I mean, the next part of my notes are all in caps from this point onwards. This is when all of the powerbomb reversals came into play. They were fighting through German suplexes with fighting spirit. There was Sareee goes for her first uranage here after countering a powerbomb, but Hashimoto blocked it and then delivered a disgusting wheelbarrow suplex. Sareee fights through it and she gives the uranage finally. So this is the first uranage. They transition into forearm battles. Every forearm in this match was disgusting. And they do open-handed smacks. Which they're just like shoot slapping each other in the face. Then Hashimoto does 2 massive lariats to Sareee, but she has to roll to the ropes to break the pin. Like every single thing I'm relaying, by the way, has been done to a crazy level. Like they've nailed all of these moves. No slip-ups, just perfectly executed. So like I'm talking about Sareee kicking out of 2 lariats, but the way she does it is like rolling into the ropes. Like it's just the little details that are like, oh, she didn't just do, you know, some kick out at 2.99. No, she just like used the momentum to go to the ropes. I just love shit like that.
It's also not like those are like your standard everyday lariats.
No,
those were like the 2 most massive lariats you're ever gonna see in your life.
Exactly. When I say lariat,
Chihiro.
That's what I'm saying. Every single move I'm saying, just imagine it done to the top 0.001% level, because that's what every single move was executed to.
I just call it the mega lariat.
God, people are gonna mock how hard I'm going for this match. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I don't care, actually. Hashimoto went for the Albright suplex, but Sareee is fighting for her fucking life, and she actually blocks the Albright suplex on this attempt. So she wriggles out. She does another uranage. Hashimoto kicks out at 1. Okay, so Sareee puts on another uranage, the second uranage. Then she does a third one. Then she does a 4th one, still no wrist clutch. 5th one, no wrist clutch. Hashimoto kicks out. And then that's when I'm like, I'm going crazy because, okay, normally when you get to 4 non-wrist clutches, you're in finishing territory with Sareee. 5, yes. I was like, oh shit, what are they going to do with the finish here? Then she puts the wrist clutch on. I'm like, wait, is Sareee fucking winning? what's going on here? Like, is she actually winning the Sentai Girls World title? Because I would have had a 0% chance. My notes are just me smashing my keyboard at this point. And then Hashimoto kicks out of the wrist clutch. So, as I mentioned, guys, this is when Sareee just panics. Okay, she's done everything she possibly can. Kicked out of the wrist clutch as well. 5 Uranagis. She doesn't just do a headbutt. She runs the ropes and literally torpedoes. She torpedoes Chihiro Hashimoto in the head. Does more damage to herself than Hashimoto because Hashimoto immediately catches Sareee with a delayed Albright suplex, with Sareee just resigned to her fate as the worst of the two. 4-2 to Hashimoto in singles action. I don't know what more these two could give me in a match. I don't know what more they could even do. I think I heard some people say 10 more minutes. Why? This was a perfectly told story. I don't need 10 more minutes. I hate it when people are mad at others for not liking something as much as them. I think that's cringe. It's subjective. Some things will grip you, some things don't emotionally. But I don't know what one could legitimately criticize about this match. I think everything was perfect.
Yes. No, it was beautiful. Beautiful recap too. Thank you. And like I said, like technically, if you just look at it without really looking at the details and like without like checking for like the, what should I say? Just the little things they did that I only noticed really on my second watch as well. Because maybe you're just a lot more of a,
don't say it.
What's it called? Nah.
Whatever you're going to say, don't compliment me. I'm British. I don't do that. Are you going to say something like observant?
Attentive, maybe. Observant.
Oh, okay.
Viewer than most. Because I needed like 2 watches. Because at first I did kind of get it when people say Chihiro kicked out of 6 Uranagis, but needed only 1 Albright to finish Sareee. Like, that's an imbalance you could say that if you just look at it on paper, you know, how easy, in air quotes,
context
Sareee
matters.
Was done in the end. And when first I read people being like taken out by that, I did kind of get it, but when I saw, like I said, on my rewatch, I totally like loved the finish. Like, it was perfect. They shouldn't have done anything more. And yeah, just the resignation. Just Sareee gave in her resignation after the wrist clutch didn't do it. She tried one fucking insane desperation move, and that was just it for her. There was nothing she could do. It was just done, and she knew it, and it was kind of beautiful in the end. I don't know. It was perfect. Great match.
Yep. Okay, well, we'll talk about awards so we can talk a bit more about where it ranks for our match of the years a bit more. So in the post-match, Hashimoto said that 4 years ago, she wrestled for the title in a crowd that was a third of what it was on her 10th anniversary. After the match in 4 years ago? In 2021, she said in the post-match promo that in 2 or 3 years, I'm going to sell out this place. So the Hashimoto of today said that she wants to give the Hashimoto of 4 years ago some credit because she was actually correct, which I thought was super cute. I love it. I love stories like that. And then backstage, she said that her goal is the Nippon Budokan, which, you know, I'm all for. So hopefully they can get there. Right. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a good show, but the undercard was it was entertaining. It was all good.
Right.
But the main event was outstanding. One of the best matches of the year.